Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here. Today I'm going to bring you guys my 13 favorite films from 2013. And this is a list that's been in the works for a while. I do apologize that it's taken me so long to get this out to you guys. I know a lot of people have already done their top 10 lists from 2013 or their top whatever movie lists from last year. But there were several movies that I wanted to watch before I actually compiled this list. And to be perfectly honest, there were a couple that I just never got around to. But keep in mind, this isn't necessarily what I consider to be the best films of 2013, just my favorite films from 2013. They're in no particular order. I'm just going to list them and give you a brief explanation of why I felt they deserve to be on the list. And so here we go. First up is The Conjuring, and I talked about The Conjuring a lot on this channel. I did a standalone review of it. I've talked about it in several other videos. I've talked about it on The Sausage Factory. I've talked about The Conjuring a lot. It was my favorite horror film of last year. James Wan is just... he's the preeminent horror director these days, which is sad to say because he's kind of moving on from the genre. He wants to branch out, expand his wings and try other genres, which I absolutely endorse 100%. I understand why he'd want to do that, but it just seems like he's putting out so many great horror films, and there's just not that many people making really quality horror films these days. So it's sad to kind of see him go. But The Conjuring was just, top-notch all-around horror, suspense, great, eerie, scary, unsettling moments. Just loved it. Liked it a lot more than actually Insidious Chapter 2, which isn't on this list, but The Conjuring, great stuff. Next up, Spring Breakers, written and directed by Harmony Korine, who wrote Kids and wrote and directed Gummo. This movie is just an absolute trip. I love James Franco's performance in the film. It's non-narrative, it's existential, it is just... wow, it's one of those movies you just kind of have to experience. I loved it, needless to say. I was going to do a standalone review of it. I just never really got around to doing it, but I highly recommend it. If you haven't already seen Spring Breakers, go out, watch it. If for nothing else, for James Franco's performance, just great stuff there. Next up is Man of Steel. And I know Man of Steel got a lot of mixed reviews. I really don't understand why. It had that epic quality to it. It had an awesome cast. It had a lot of those just superhero type moments that just, for me, gave me chills a couple of times. I just thought it was a great movie. A great superhero movie. Great movie, period. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. If you've stayed away from watching Man of Steel because it's gotten so many mixed reviews, I would definitely highly recommend it. Yeah, Man of Steel. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was one of the best superhero movies that I'd seen in a long time, actually, since The Dark Knight Rises. Now, what they're going to do with Batman versus Superman, or Superman versus Batman, whatever it's going to be called, I don't know. I hope the best for it, but definitely enjoyed Man of Steel. Definitely enjoyed Man of Steel. Next up, Pacific Rim. Really enjoyed this film. Did a standalone review of it. Guillermo del Toro, just, visually... nobody touches Guillermo del Toro, I think, from a visual standpoint. Great, big, action, summer kind of blockbuster movie, but with a heart, with good characters, strong characters. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if it was... I don't think it was a huge hit, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Charlie Hunnam, who stars in Sons of Anarchy, I think did a fantastic job in the lead. Great stuff. Next up on the list, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Just really liked this movie. Thought it was just a lot of fun. Kind of a hip retelling of the classic Hansel and Gretel story. Really enjoyed the acting. Jeremy Renner, Gilmer Atherton, Famke Janssen. Great cast. Great special effects. Great action sequences. Just a lot of fun all around. Great fun. Fast-paced. Good movie. Next up, Only God Forgives. And this is another one I think has kind of gotten some mixed reviews too. It is it's the same duo that brought us Drive. So you've got Nicholas Winding Refn and Ryan Gosling. And really what the story is about is there a story? Is there even a storyline in this movie? It's a beautiful movie to look at. It's a challenging movie to watch. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I thought it was a different kind of filmmaking. Kind of filmmaking that you don't see every day. And a lot of people just aren't going to like it because, it eschews the traditional, 3-act structure. It's non-linear. It's non-narrative, to be perfectly honest with you, but you know, I really enjoyed it. I recommend it. Yeah. Next up on the list, This Is the End. One of the best comedies that I've seen in a long, long time. An actual comedy that's funny. And crazy movie, wild movie, great cast, tons of fun. If you haven't seen This Is the End, another movie with James Franco in it, I highly recommend it. So much fun. I laughed out loud many, many, many times. Tons of fun. Great movie. Next up, Stoker, directed by Chan-wook Park, who directed Old Boy. Really good movie, I thought. Great performances. One of those sort of slow burn movies. You're not sure kind of what's going on in the film until sort of toward the end, and then you sort of look back on it and you're like, oh yeah. Actually, I really enjoyed it. It was another one that I think got some mixed reviews when it was first released. I think it came and went pretty quickly. It's out on DVD and Blu-ray now. I recommend it. Give it a shot. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was Stoker. Next up, Maniac. And I was so shocked that I actually not just liked Maniac, but I liked Maniac a lot. And this, of course, is the remake, the classic Joe Spinell movie from the early '80s with Elijah Wood of all people in the lead role. Predominantly shot in POV, Elijah Wood's POV. Thought it was stylish. Thought it was a beautiful film to look at. Great soundtrack. Good storyline. Good acting. Great effects. I really enjoyed it. As far as remakes go, I'd put it right at the top of the heap. As far as remakes are concerned, it's right there at the top of the heap, is what I'm trying to say. But you definitely enjoyed Maniac a lot. Next up, John Dies at the End, directed by Don Coscarelli. Just totally entertaining, fun, sci-fi, horror, just mind-bending, genre-bending, wild, crazy movie. Loved it. Awesome. If you don't own this movie, I highly, highly recommend that you go do so. That you go buy it and add it to your collection immediately. John Dies at the End. Great movie. Next up, the documentary Downloaded, about the rise and fall of Napster and really the creation of digital media as we know it today. Directed by Alex Winter. Great movie, great documentary. Brought back so many memories of my youth, being a Napster user back in the day, and just really enjoyed Downloaded. I'm not sure if it's available on DVD or Blu-ray just yet, but definitely keep an eye out for it. Great documentary. Next up, VHS 2. A huge improvement, I felt, over the original VHS. I loved each and every segment in the film, with the exception of kind of the last one. I thought was kind of the sleepover alien abduction attack thing. I didn't really care for. The second storyline with the sort of POV zombie action, loved it. The third story, I believe it was called Safe Haven, blew me away. Absolutely loved that. That part of the film. I think that that's just some of the best filmmaking I think I've seen in quite some time. Just crazy storyline, wild stuff going on all throughout it. Great stuff there. Really enjoyed VHS 2 quite a bit. And last but not least, The Wolf of Wall Street, which is probably it's a 3-hour long film that didn't feel, it hardly felt like I'd sit there for an hour. I could have sat there for hours more. It's just great filmmaking all around. I mean, Martin Scorsese, fantastic filmmaker, of course. Great script, great acting, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill. Great cast, great acting, great director, great script, very entertaining, a lot going on. Loved The Wolf of Wall Street. It's gotten kind of some weird press because they say, the press is saying that it glamorizes the lifestyle of Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and it kind of does, but it really doesn't. I think if you're looking at it as this film is a glamorization of that, you're kind of missing the big picture. You're missing the point. I don't want to go too much into it. I want you guys to go watch the movie. I don't want to give anything away, but just one of the best movies, if not the best movie that I think I saw this year. Definitely would have to be The Wolf of Wall Street. Just top notch all around, like I said. Acting, directing, screenplay, Awesome movie. So those were my 13 favorite movies of 2013. If you guys agree or disagree with any picks on that list, let me know in the comment section below. If you want to make a list of your own favorite films of 2013, let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, you guys take it easy.